Hey YouTube, this is Sabermetrics. So I've got another game here to show you guys. So this is a game between myself and a friend. This is just a friendly. I think we're testing this new camera that I've got as well. Hopefully the quality's alright. Got a new microphone as well, so hopefully the commentating or the voiceover is better quality as well compared to before. Now I'm on the right here playing Majesty Lord once again, and I am still waiting for Aquaforce to come out. I'm not enjoying playing Majesty Lord still, but yep. So my friend is on the left playing Oracle Think Tank, specifically the Soulless variant with Coco. Now he's actually more used to playing the end, Dragonic Overlord, the end. He's been playing it since Set 5 came out. He did play Oracles before for quite a long time, but I think he's a little bit rusty with it, and he was also tweaking it because he decided to go with this deck for the team tournament that we're going to be playing at. So this is more of a test, really. Yeah, so these plays are pretty self-explanatory. Ride the grade 1 and the 2. Nothing really is happening so far. No real triggers to talk about aside from the critical trigger at the damage zone. So now here, actually, I wrote the star call, I believe, because I have all the pieces for what was that, Majesty Lord. And the Oracle Think Tank player here has the Coco and is able to draw 2 off the... Oh, wow. Okay, so he's able to draw 3, but that is one of the worst draws I've seen off of a Coco and a Lulu before. 2 heal triggers and a critical. Definitely not ideal. Puts down a Dark Cat. Probably needs it, and so we both draw. And it's got a Mocha. And another Mocha, so he's going pretty aggressive early, which is a very good strategy against Majesty Lord. Majesty Lord will often not guard too much, if not anything, until they've either used Majesty Lord's ability or if they haven't and they're forced to guard. So they won't guard very early on. So the Coco here to extra 20,000. I'm obviously not going to guard since I have an 8k Vanguard. Doesn't hit a trigger though, so that definitely helps me out. Got, what is that, 16,000 to the Vanguard, which I think at this point I realized I want to guard one of these, so I do, and it would take a lot more to guard the second one, so I let that one go. Hit a critical trigger, but that didn't really matter too much. So I ride the Majesty Lord here, and I think I do have the 2 pieces. There's the Blaster Blade, but it's a rear guard, and retire the boosted Mocha. And I think I've got the Blaster Dark here, just about to put it down maybe. There it is. So actually I put down the Blaster Dark in the same column because I put down the Bedivere there in case I hit any triggers with the Majesty Lord. I can apply the effects to something that hasn't attacked yet. So using Majesty Lord's ability there, boosting up to 12k and attacking for 27. Oracle Think Tank player takes that, takes the 2 damage, and he doesn't... I don't hit any triggers, sorry. So he hits the critical trigger, and unfortunately then my Bedivere can't hit the Vanguard then. So this is moving on. Now I actually was just thinking whether to use Wingull Brave's ability, and I thought might as well get the extra card. I think I had something else to replace anyways next turn to hit 20,000 against his 10k anyways. Now we have another Dark Cat here played. Now you do notice that there have been 2 Dark Cats played, which have actually helped me just as much, if not probably a little bit more than the Oracle Think Tank player, so that is a bit of a risky card to play at certain times. Now he does hit the critical, so I do take the 2 damage there from the Vanguard. I hit a trigger here, and I'm just sort of deciding what to protect at this point. I give the power to the Vanguard, and I hit another critical, so at this point the Dark Cat, even with a trigger, can't actually hit anything. So it was a bit lucky, but also unlucky for me, because I've basically lost 2 critical triggers from my deck. So those are 2 triggers I'm never going to get back for the turn, or for this game, sorry. That's okay, because I'm able to set up some very high columns here. Especially against a 10k Vanguard. So all of my attacks here are attacking for 20k or more. So that is a minimum of 15,000 without any triggers for each attack. My opponent knows he's going to have to guard this one because this one has a guaranteed critical trigger. Or not a trigger, a critical, sorry. And I hit a critical trigger here, so I give all effects to Palamedes. Now, this is a bit of a tip for newer players here. Now, I attack with the Palamedes with the critical first, as my opponent's on 4 damage. And if he does decide to guard it, because I can't finish him off with the Bedivere this turn, I decide to attack the rear guard instead, even though it's attacking for high numbers. Now, this deck doesn't have a problem dealing 2 damage in 1 turn. It runs 10 critical triggers. Majesty Lord by itself has a critical. So leaving the opponent on 4 damage isn't that bad. So now it seems like the Oracle Think Tank player has better field setup. Unfortunately, Tom is not so great in this matchup. At most, it can only hit 16,000 versus a 12k Vanguard, so it's very easy to block. Just a single 5k to guard it, even with its ability. So now my opponent here sort of does the same thing as what I did last turn. He realizes I can easily guard with the Vanguard because that attack is only going for 15,000, which is easily guarded with the 5k. So he decides to attack my Palamedes, which would require a 10,000 to guard. And with the limited hand I had, I didn't want to waste all my cards just to guard that attack. So I decided to let it go through. Now, I think the fact that I had a Blaster Blade in my hand helped my decision. I decided to use the Blaster Blade, attack with the Majesty Lord, and I don't trigger anything. My opponent there perfect guarded that, so no damage was taken. And I attack with the Blaster Blade. The Toy Pugil here in this case, that's boosting it, doesn't have any ability because there's no other grade 3 on the field on my side. So I pushed my opponent to 5 damage, and because of that, I'm therefore attacking the Vanguard now with my 20k column, which forces my opponent to use 2 cards, a 10k and a 5k to guard for that. I think I'm just checking triggers here because I'm not sure if I can guard this attack. But thankfully, my opponent doesn't have too much in terms of rear guards, so I get lucky in that way. I am on 5 damage though, so I have to guard. And I believe my hand is filled with triggers. Not triggers, sorry, grade 3s. So I decide to perfect guard that and hope my opponent doesn't hit a trigger, which he doesn't. And I think he's drawn most of his triggers from both Coco and I guess just drawing. Like Dark Cat and stuff, so he hasn't hit all that many triggers, which is really unfortunate. And again, same tactic from that last turn. He decides to attack my Bedivere this time to limit the amount of attackers I have for the next turn, because he knows that I'm probably able to guard if he attacks the Vanguard. So
it's like I've got a lot of triggers left in the deck.
Now here I go for a little bit of a risky play. I probably wouldn't do this in a tournament. Because it is a minus, and it probably more often than not will lead to a loss. I decide to use Majesty Lord's ability here again to boost it up for the 1 turn, and because of the Oracle Think Tank player's hand size, I thought he most likely doesn't have a perfect guard, so I was sort of risking it. If he doesn't have the perfect guard, I pretty much win, but he does have it, so it's a bit of a waste considering I do hit a critical as well, and I'm not able to apply any power or the trigger effect to any card I have. So I think the Oracle Think Tank player at this point realizes that he has to go for it. And he does hit the draw trigger, but he realizes he needs 1 more trigger to pass, so he gives it to the rear guard instead. Plays it safe, which is the smart play. Attacks for 16 with the rear guard column. Not the greatest rear guard column there. And yeah, so quite easy for me to guard. And with all the grade 3s in my hand now, they've actually come in handy because I have some decent attackers for this turn. Now I think the Oracle Think Tank player here is just adding up how much he needs to guard, and I don't think if he can. So he decides to perfect guard the Vanguard just because it's got the 2 damage. So if he is going to take anything, he would rather take it from one of my rear guards. So I think in this case he doesn't have enough, and he takes a 6 damage. So that was relatively close duel. It wasn't nail biting or anything for that matter. But we did manage to set up our columns, or not so much columns, but our vanguards. The Oracle Think Tank player didn't really set up too good of columns, but I think what happened was the Oracle Think Tank player just drew all his triggers, didn't drive check any of them, and allowed me to really just guard for very minimum amounts, even when I was on 5 damage. When probably a single trigger, like a critical trigger at a crucial point, probably could have pushed me over the edge to 6 damage. So a bit of luck on my part, unluckiness on the Oracle Think Tank part, I guess. And yeah, so that is the game. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I think I've got another game coming up, along with a Let's Play, I guess, or not so much a Let's Play, but like a tutorial. Yeah, I'm gonna be releasing a tutorial, so stay tuned for that if you guys don't actually understand how these games work. I'm probably going to be doing sort of a series of it, so thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.